I'm burning up.
Burning up for you, baby.
Hello everyone, it's Annabelle from Reading Geek, and today I'm going to be doing the hashtag reader problems tag. Is that weird? You have 20,000 books on your TBR. How in the world do you decide what to read next? Okay, typically I just pick up a book and start reading it. I'm very much a mood reader, so I'll just look at my shelf and be like, this look cute, let's read it. Honestly, sometimes if the cover looks good, I'm gonna read it because the cover looks good. And that has steered me wrong multiple times. But sometimes it's actually a good read. Other times when it's really hard and I just can't decide what book I want to read, I'll pick like a few books, like 3 books, and then I will read like the first page of each of those books, and whichever one kind of tickles my fancy the most, whichever one grabs my attention with that first page is the one I'm going to read. But that's also kind of bad because then I'm kind of turned off from the other books. And that's not fair because the first page isn't enough to like really decide whether this is a good book or not. But actually, I was watching someone's video recently. I will tag him down below. Gus. It's Gus time. I'll tag him down below. And he recently decided to start putting all the books on his bookshelf that he has not read into a jar, and every month he will pick out a few of them and add them to his TBR so he can read them. So I decided to do the same thing this morning. I have them in this little knick-knack container that I actually got from LitJoy Crate. For all the books that I don't really have any plans on reading, there are a few that I've already decided I'm gonna read these in June. So those aren't in the container, but all the other books that have been sitting on my shelf for ages and I really don't have any plans to read them. Like obviously I want to read them, but I don't know when I will get to them. So this way I am obligated to get to them in a timely manner. So I'm really excited to start that. I will start that in June. I think I will just pick out maybe 2 post-it notes, 2 little folded up post-it notes, and add those to my TBR along with whatever I'm already reading that month. So I'm really excited to do that. And that way I could get through all the books that are on my shelf. Okay, next one. You're halfway through a book and you're just not loving it. Yeah, I'm not gonna put up with a book if it's just very slow, plot is not doing great, or I find the characters problematic or annoying. I'm not gonna read it if I don't like it. Now, if it's like okay and it just hasn't like really surprised me or made me feel like super excited about it or anything, I typically won't put it down because I see potential in it. I will push through and try to finish it. But if it's not a good book, we're not gonna finish it. Actually, some books that I have found not great, I'll finish it just because I find it funny how bad they are. That's not nice, but like, I won't name names. Hello everyone, sorry for this really random distraction, but guess what? I completely missed question number 3 on the reader's problem tag, and this is it. So number 3, the year is coming to an end soon, and you're so close yet so far away from completing your Goodreads reading challenge. Do you go through with it and finish it or not? And if you do, how? Yes, I do. I always have to. It's one of the few accomplishments I can achieve. And how I do it is basically listen to audiobooks as much as possible because you can do that while doing anything, cooking, cleaning, driving. And actually I can't concentrate while I'm driving if I'm listening to an audiobook, but that's not the point. And I read comics and graphic novels, which there are a lot of on Kindle Unlimited if you have that. I don't know if Scribd has it. I just started Scribd, but I use that for audiobooks for the most part. But yeah, those are 2 very reliable, great options for completing your Goodreads reading challenge. That is all. Let's continue with our regularly scheduled programming. Number 4, the covers of the series you love do not match. How do you cope? I don't need to cope because I ain't gonna deal with that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have all those covers matching. And when I first read this question, I was just like, I don't think I'd care, but I clearly do because I had bought in Cinder, the original copy of Cinder. I started reading the Lunar Chronicles really late, as in like November of last year, and I absolutely loved Cinder. So when I saw that she was coming out with all these new copies, you can see them right here, they're absolutely gorgeous. I bought all of them. I bought Cinder again because I was not gonna have this random ass copy of Cinder sitting on these beautiful, colorful other installments of the series. You know what I'm saying? It has to match. So that's what I did. Yeah, I wouldn't put up with that. I think if I loved a series, I would want to have the complete set and have it matching. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want that? Look how beautiful that is. That's gorgeous. That's amazing. Everyone and their mother loves a book you really don't like. Who do you bond with over shared feelings? Okay, so typically, when I finish a book, and especially books I don't like, I don't know why, but I love to talk about books I don't like. It's easier for me to point out the reasons I don't like a book than for me to point out the reasons why I love a book. Like when I love a book, it's just like, I love it. I don't know why, I just love it. Emotions take over with that, but when there's a book that I dislike, I'll pick at every issue. I'll pick at every issue. So I love writing reviews or talking about books that I dislike. And typically, I haven't done any yet here. I will in the future do some reviews, but on my Bookstagram account, also Reading Geek, check it out if you haven't. I post reviews there, and if I don't like it, you will most of the time, well, not most of the time, some of the time, find someone else who also didn't like this super hyped up book, and it's so great and amazing, and it's nice to have your feelings heard and know that you're not the only one, that you're not crazy and everyone else is. I'm kidding. But it's really nice. Definitely social media, you will find people to talk to, and I find that other people are trying to find that other person too that didn't like that hyped up book, and it's really nice when you connect with those people. Number 6, you're reading a book and you're about to start crying in public. How do you deal? I don't think this has ever happened to me before, but you know, I'll just suck it up. I'll stop reading the book. I think I'll have to stop reading the book. I don't think I would like reading super intimate or like deep, sad parts of a book in public. I'll wait till I'm home. Besides, I don't spend a lot of time in public anyway. I don't really read it in public all that much, especially lately. One kind of forgets how they read in public, seeing as we're all stuck at home. Number 7, a sequel of a book you love just came out, but you've forgotten a lot from the prior novel. Will you reread the book, skip the sequel, try to find a synopsis on Goodreads, cry in frustration? Okay, so I actually had this issue when reading Scarlet. I forgot a lot of what happened in Cinder, so towards the beginning I was a little bit confused with certain things, but as you read a book, these things start coming back to you, and like stuff just written into the plot kind of describes things that happened in the first book, so you should be fine. But if it's not that situation, I would typically just read a synopsis online. If it's been really, really long and I'm just like blank, of course I'm gonna do a reread. You do not want anyone borrowing your books. How do you politely tell people no when they ask? Now you can't borrow my book. What? If you ever see this video, you know who you are. I let you borrow a book and you never gave it back. Thankfully, I didn't care too much about that book, so we're okay. And I remember when I was like in middle school, this book that I read and I loved, and I can't remember what it's about or what it's called. It was about fae. It was about fairies for sure. It had like a purple cover, and I feel like flowers on it. If you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know. I gave them that book beautifully, and they gave it back to me in a freaking hot mess. And since then, I'm just like, ain't nobody gonna borrow my book. But like, damn, if somebody lets you borrow something, treat it with care, guys. Be careful. Don't let nobody borrow your books unless you really don't care about it. Give the book away instead. We're just accumulating books here. Give a book away. Favorites
are not to be borrowed. Okay.
Yeah, you've picked up and put down 5 books in the last month. How do you get over your reading slump? Okay, so this actually happened to me in April. I was in the middle of like 4 different books, didn't finish a couple of them. It wasn't a good reading month. And I find that just going to the genre that you find easiest to read, my guilty pleasure, historical romance, or just romance in general, I find that it's so easy to just get through that really breaks a reading slump. So I started reading a lot of historical romance in April and it broke it. No like hard reads, nothing like that. Just go to something familiar, something you know that is easy for you to read. Itato. And it's all good. Or to a series you know you love. So actually I read historical romance and I read Scarlet. And I also enjoyed it and it broke that reading slump in April. So we're good. Number 10. There are so many new books coming out that you're dying to read. How many do you actually buy? I don't think I have a really bad shopping problem. It depends. Some days, some months, I'm good. Like for the first few months of this year, I did not buy any books, but you know, it's the beginning of May. Mad books be coming out in May. So yes, I bought them all. If I really want to buy a book, if I really want to read a book, I'm gonna buy it. I can't contain myself. I'm a very emotional person. So if something's just like, you know, oh my God, I'm hot. Like this happened with Normal People. When I saw that trailer, I couldn't contain myself. Like I was getting emotional. I was like, I need this book ASAP. And you know, Aurora Burning coming out, Clap When You Land coming out. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming out in May. So of course I'm gonna buy them. I don't just buy books to buy them. I have to really want them. That's okay. Really, really want them. I'm fucking hot. Last question, y'all. It's the last question. Last question. Number 11. After you've bought the new books you can't wait to get to, how long do they sit on your shelf before you get to them? That depends. Now, if I really, really badly wanted to read that book, it'll get read. If it was a book that I was just like, that's interesting, I think I'll read that. It'll probably It'll take a shit on your shelf. It'll probably sit on my shelf for a very, very long time. Hence, this thing, so I could get to all those books that I haven't got to. Also, when you just buy a whole bunch of books at once and more books are coming out, you kind of fall behind. It's hard to get on top of that unless you're super fast at reading, and I am not. I'm a really slow reader. So yes, sometimes they sit on the shelf for quite some time, and hopefully I can break that and get through my books quicker. I'm really hoping for this month to be a good one, and I feel like it will be. I know it will be. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna read all my books on my TBR and then some. Alrighty, thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to do more videos with you all. This was a short, easy, but really fun video to do. Let me know if there's any other tags you want me to do down below. Let me know what your reader problems are as well. I'm sure we all kind of have similar ones, maybe something different. Who knows? Anyways, subscribe, comment, like, please comment, guys. I want to talk to you. Let's be friends. Ooh, energy on high, and it's like 1 a.m., dude. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Hit it, girl. Hit it, girl. Hit it. You cute. You mad cute or what up, Hey, girl. I'm dying.